My name is Kaleanon. I'm here to teach you how to drone. Drones are not useless. Why are they not useless? Well, let me tell you. When you're running and playing Onward, it's a 5v5 game. That 5v5 game turns into a 5v5.5 when you bring a drone. When you have that drone, you're bringing someone to be your point man to go find these locations of these Volk individuals and get those pointed out. And if you're good at doing the drone, not only can you find one location, you can even find more than that. And information in Onward is half the game. Finding that information, understanding where people are, understanding your logistics and everything, that's half the game right there. So that is your big piece there. Additionally, while you have the drone, you're also making people worried, looking up in the sky, looking up and looking for, like, all right, Kale's in the game. He's going to have a drone. I'm looking up, doing all this. My teammates coming across, I've called them out, and then they're getting picked. There are key misconceptions about bringing the drone, how it's not worth the points, not worth the different pieces, but even getting one pick in Onward can shift the tide at any level to really shift the game towards your advantage, because on defense, Volk has the advantage. They can get in, they can tuck in, and finding those people is huge. Next key thing I want to talk about is pathing for the drone. Don't roll your eyes. I know pathing sounds weird. It sounds strange in Onward. There's two pieces of it. You got Marsoc and you have Volk. You need to determine, based off of your spawn position, how to support your team, while the Volk have to go out into a defensive position to manage all different areas. So what you want to do with your drone is actually take that and put it in a position of different paths to where as they come, you're identifying people as they're moving to their different positions. So in Downfall, specifically out here, you know, once they get into their hidey holes, it's very hard to see them on a drone, on a scope, anything else. So the key thing here is identifying the people as they're running to their positions. As a great example, I'm going to use Downfall. So Downfall is notorious that if you get into the center bungalows, south or center bungalow, is that they're incredibly hard to get out. So one of the things you can do is actually move into a position right here on the dumpster, upper dumpster here, and see this full cross. So if someone is making that cross, you can make that call out and you can get your team to support you in making, either getting that pick or even sometimes just ignoring them and going all the way around. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is hiding yourself and staying safe while you're running the drone. So while you have the drone, you're here, you're looking at your tablet, you're not paying attention to the world around you. So what you need to do before you put your drone out and before you start supporting the team is actually move into position. Why do you do this and why do you move into position? Well, specifically, on a lot of the spawns, you are open and out in the world. So if there's a flanker, if there's different positionings, they can pick you off and then you're no help to the team because you're in the tent. So specifically, using an example, we're here on Abandoned at the HQ with the apartment objective. You got three key pieces that you need to worry about. So you have third story. It's associating views and angles that have all over here. You've got warehouse, and you also have the apartments on the north side. You got multiple lines to get picked from a flanker or even someone moving into a defensive position. So utilize, stay safe, and stay hidden. And that's a key piece to being a drone operator. Okay, here we are on Snow Peak. So next thing I want to talk about is utilizing the drone in a way that keeps the drone safe. So two main things you want to talk about here. You have running and utilizing the outer edges of a map, because people are going to be looking in towards paths that the Marsoc are going to be taking. If you take these outside angles, they're not going to be looking for that, and you can spot them out before and move on, so you get multiple call outs while they're focused on something else. And the longer you keep the drone hidden, the longer you keep it alive, the more information you're giving the team. Next thing I want to talk about on keeping the drone alive is actually utilizing the drone in a hide and seek fashion. So when you're on Volk, when you're on defense, you're hiding behind a piece of a HESCO or some barrier, something you're using for cover. You're going to pop up, you're going to take a look, you're going to come back down. You want to do the same thing with the drone. Pop up, take a look, and then move around to the next location you want to spot to. So bringing those two pieces together, you can keep a drone alive longer and keep the team informed on locations and rotations and make your team successful. Dodging the drone. What you do once the drone is identified from the bulk team members is they're going to want to shoot it down. You keep the drone alive to get to cover is your key thing you want to do. You do that by dodging. You want to dodge by changing elevation and changing horizontal position. You don't want to stay flat. You don't want to stay up and down. You want to be moving in angles and up and down and not staying static in a goal to get to cover. So that could be a HESCO, that could be a hill, doesn't matter what it is, but find your cover, make your call outs, keep the drone alive, keep your team informed. So let's talk about drone harassment. Drone harassment is utilized to support your team. So you've made your call outs, you've kept the drone safe, you're getting low on battery, the team is making the push, you're listening to the communications, and they're coming up on someone's position. So that person's going to be tucked in, they're going to be looking at something. What's going to annoy them more and give them audio cues and everything else if there's a drone above their head? If there's a drone around them, they hear the buzzing. That making them turn, and instead of looking down their angle, they start looking around for that drone, and they're going to start to try and actually shoot it down. If you have it and are circling them or put it somewhere where there's an audio cue, they're going to be looking for that. Stop watching their line to where you can support your teammate and they can get that pick to then move on and be successful. We've moved through our positioning, how to keep the drone alive, those different pieces. If the drone goes down, what do? There's two key pieces you can do to support your team. One, you can do flank control. You can move into position, like the third story behind me, watch for flanks from the north, watch for flanks from the south. You're there to keep the team from getting surrounded and getting that flank. Secondary, you can actually go and support your teammates on the push. So you can move in for the south, or you can loop around in the north. Wherever your teammates are, you can join them, support them, pinch from different sides. So you really have two main pieces: engage in the battle, or maybe hold back and make sure the safety of your team. All right, guys. Thanks for watching my drone how-to video with the support of Chum and Shipwreckd over my shoulder over here. It's been really fun having this time to teach you about what I know about drones. Hopefully you use this more in the future. Enjoy yourself and have fun with the drone.